Ken Aldrich here. I keep getting questions from those who have read Dream Toolbox that apparently I didn't answer adequately in the book. So let me address some of them. One of the first of them is, how do you go about growing a business? Well, that's fundamental to the entrepreneurial mindset and to success, quite frankly, in any startup business. So let me address it a little bit now from my perspective. The first step is you can't really start to grow a business until you've defined who your market is, who your customers are, or what your market is and who your customers are, and tried to define where that can go. One of the things that I think is really critical is to define properly the niche that you're marketing to and that your invention or your idea addresses. Peter Thiel has written a great book about that. You might look it up. But the point is, Amazon, for example, did not start with saying, we are going to be the omnibus seller of almost everything you can imagine over the internet. What they did was they started out and said, we're going to be the best online seller of books that there is. And then they gradually took that niche, and then as they were successful in it, they expanded it to the point that they are now one of the, top 3 or 4 companies, maybe more than that, in the world in market capitalization and revenues. So, but they started with a niche, and they started with saying, okay, where can we go? What niche can we fill? And let's dominate that niche first. That's how you really grow a business. You don't grow by saying, okay, we're going to dominate the world. You say, no, what need can I fill right now? And then you look at it and say, if I can fill that need, what else could we do? But the first step is look at that niche and say, if that niche is all there is it enough to justify the effort to start a business? If not, you probably don't want to start the business at all. But certainly, let's take Amazon. If you said, look, I can dominate the niche of online book selling, you'd have said, yeah, that's a worthwhile goal. And I assume that Jeff Bezos made the same kind of conclusion. Then you can look and expand and say, where do you go? If you start out and say, we've got to be the biggest XYZ company in the world, chances are you'll overreach. You'll be trying to go too soon against the established players, because if it's a worthwhile market, there are established players. Instead, find that thing which you can do better than anybody else can do it, and chase that dream first. Then see where it leads. Expansion will take care of itself. Now, there are a lot of things you have to do. As you expand, you'll have to be adequately capitalized. You'll have to build the right kind of staff and team. But in one sense, that's easy. It really isn't easy, but there are plenty of books and articles and so on how to do that. You don't need Ken Aldrich to tell you about it. But changing the mindset to say, what is my business and how do I get to it? That's critical. So let the expansion take care of itself, but make sure that your initial niche is big enough to justify the effort. If it is, the rest will probably come. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.